Okay, back with my bosses. This is your boy Lascel, the M.B.A. back with a brand new video. Had the beautiful experience today of coming straight from the beach house. You know who you are. Appreciate you for giving me the grace, inviting me out to your beachfront property. I appreciate you. And again, we got my nephew in the house, Jerry West, Main Stage West, directorial debut on the Lascel, the M.B.A. channel. Welcome back to my bosses. If you're a returning subscriber, I thank you so much for gracing my page with your presence. You're always family, you're always welcome. If you're a new subscriber, hit that subscription button so that you don't miss any of this new content as it comes down the pipe. And again, if anything I'm saying to you resonates with you, please feel free to like, subscribe, and share. Make sure that other people get this message so we can continue to have these conversations that affect our community in a positive way, especially from the financial and economic standpoint. Today's topic, kill your ego. Now, some people have heard, especially with the last video when I said pride versus ego, there's a lot of negative connotations with ego, and we're going to go a little bit deeper into that today. Now, we talked about how your ego is based on things you feel or things that people have made you believe about yourself, as opposed to pride, which is based on things you've actually accomplished. I'm going to tell you why your ego is even worse. Anytime that you've said, I'm going to do something, I want to be a baker, I want to be a rapper, I want to start my own business, I want to start a family, I want, that person right there, that girl, I'm going to marry her. That thing that's telling you don't do it, if it's positive, that's your ego. Your ego is the thing telling you, no, we've been in this job 2 or 3 years, you don't need to start a business, but we need to start a business for you. You got time to start a business. If you fail, people gonna laugh at you. Well, you don't know who she slept with. Even if she got a kid, you don't know if her baby father's gonna come back from home from prison to try to kill you. This dude is trying to play you. Why would you try and marry him? You could marry anybody. You get mad likes on Instagram. That's your ego. You wanna start a business, you wanna fall in love, you wanna move someplace, you wanna aspire to be better. The thing telling you not to do it is your ego. Because see, this is the thing, ladies and gentlemen, if you actually put the time and effort in to adapt, get those skills, build yourself to the proper consistency to actually accomplish your goals, you can accomplish anything in this world. Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, even your boy with the funny hairdo, Donald Trump, they still have the same 24 hours in a day you have. Now granted, you may not make it to 4 billion, but if you make it to 4 million, you're not doing too bad. Now your ego will tell you that all the things that you enjoy are the things that you need to keep, but those are the same things stopping you from getting where you need to be. Those things are toxic circles. The people around you, that all they want to do is smoke and leech off you. Toxic relationships. The dude telling you can't ever be nowhere, stay in the kitchen. Or the chick telling you, listen, you ain't got to work today, we can stay in bed all day. The toxic friendships, the toxic business relationships, the people who want to leech off your skill but don't want to pay you. They want to get rich off you, but they don't ever want you to be rich. The dudes like my nephew Jerry West, the motherfuckers who want to keep you on a feature but don't want to give you a deal, don't want to pay you to put together your own stuff. The people out there that want you to sew up and make custom clothes for them, but they don't want to ever put money in to invest your life. The people who, if you sell them plates of food, always want to come over and say, yo, let me get some of that chicken, but don't ever want to pay you for a plate. Ego will tell you to keep them around. I've known them forever. Keep them around. That chick, her shit is fire. Keep him around. That dude, he ain't doing much for me, but he puts it down and dudes are scared of him. Keep that job. Yeah, I'm due for a $2 raise next year. I ain't gonna leave that. That's your ego. Your ego is always gonna tell you to do certain things because it's based on your concept of how you look to how you think you look to the world. And when you feel like you lost these things, it feels like it's diminishing you as an individual. You're worried about what the world is going to think about you if you let that chick go, you let that dude go, you lose that job, these friends don't deal with you no more. I got news for you, ladies and gentlemen, the world's going to go on. If you walked out tomorrow butt naked, they might laugh for a second if they see you, and then 10 minutes later when they get high, get drunk, or go get some food, they're not going to think about you anymore. The world will go on. How you're remembered in it will be determined by how you kill your ego. I didn't say pride, I didn't say self-esteem, but that false sense of self, those things you have to hold on to, those crutches that get you through the day in your present incarnation, it's part of your ego and you have to kill it. There's an old saying, the life you want is available to you, but it will cost you the life that you have today. If you give up all these things that have not made you happy you can have everything in this world that you dream of. The women, or in some cases the men, the cars, the house, the life, the job, the impact, the social impact, the travel. You can have it all, but it's going to cost you some sleepless nights, and the first thing you're going to have to do is kill your ego. How do you go about killing your ego? I don't want to be so cryptic this time, okay? You go about killing your ego, the first step is affirmations. Everything that tells you what you shouldn't do is exactly what you should do. If you sit back and say, oh, I can't leave this guy because he's doing so much for me and we've been together for so long, ask yourself why. If you can give yourself 4 valid reasons why you can't leave this guy or that chick, keep him. That's not your ego talking. If you can't come up with nothing besides, I love him, get rid of him. If you talk about, well, I've known these people since public school, I can't get rid of them. What have they done to support your dream? If you can't come up with 4 things, that's your ego talking. If you say, yo, I need to get rid of this job, no, you can't leave this job. If you can't give up a reason, 4 reasons why you should stay in this job, how that's going to benefit you and get you to where you want to be, just like your dreams will, that's your ego talking. You need affirmations. That's the next thing you need. Start telling yourself what it is that you are lacking. If people are not supporting you, every day I'm going to find some people who's going to support my dreams. Say it to yourself. Every day when you speak it into the universe, it can become reality because you have to hear it sometimes. And if your social circle won't say it, God damn it, say it to yourself. I need a social circle that's going to support me. I need a person that's going to back me. You told that out in the universe and you continue working toward it, damn it, it's going to happen for you. But you got to affirm it. You got to speak it. You can't keep it to yourself. You can't be a little, oh, I just don't want to tell people my dream. Go out and tell people what it is. I'm going to be this. And this is what I'm looking for. And you'll be surprised who's listening. That's how the universe works. They hear you talking about, you know your business, you on your grind. Somebody's going to tap you on the shoulder. Yo, tell me more about this plan you got. Because I've been thinking about something like that. It happened to people like Carl Kanai. It happened to people like Jay-Z. It happened to people like Russell Simmons. It happened to people like Bill Gates. Bill Gates, for anybody who reads up on him, he wasn't just born a billionaire. This dude started a system called Sunsoft. This dude was working for IBM people. He was about to sell Sunsoft for $300,000 because they didn't want to invest in him. And somebody tapped him on the shoulder and said, you know what? That's a hell of an idea you got. Before he gave up on his dream, 3 inches from gold. But he had to believe in him. Doesn't mean it's not going to be hard. Doesn't mean that sometimes you're going to want to quit. Sometimes you're going to feel like an asshole for keep on pushing what you're doing. But that's a test to see how much you want it. But for you to do all that, for you to see what it really is, you got to take off the rose-colored glasses. And the first thing that does, it allows you to kill your ego. Come in with no ego. Don't come in with, oh, I'm the greatest, which is the third thing you need to do. The third thing you need to do is check your ego at the door so you can kill it. You can't come in, yo man, I've been doing this 5 years. Until you're successful, you are not in a position to sit there and tell anybody anything. You can learn from anybody because if they're more successful than you, they put the money, they have an input in what you do. Alright? So don't come in, I'm doing this. Obviously you haven't been doing it right, but this is the way to go. Kill your ego. Don't come in telling people what it is. You need to listen and identify certain things. The rule of being a leader is not just finding out what to say. Sometimes it's identifying what's wrong. And sometimes you're not in a position to see. So you want to kill your ego. You want to check your ego at the door. You want to get rid of those social circles and you want to affirm every day. Every day you come up, you should be telling yourself what it is that you need. Identify those things. You should be listening to other people, getting their feedback about your product, about your concept, and then pushing it forward. And the fourth thing you need is a vision board. Put your stuff down on paper, ladies and gentlemen. Put your stuff down. Download pictures of the house that you want. Download pictures of the job and the life that you want and make it where you look at it every day and start working toward it. Anybody that comes in the way of that is an enemy of your dream and they're part of your ego that needs to die. If you're trying to get fit, that chick who's telling you you ain't gotta run today, that bitch need to get out your life. If you're trying to go get something started and sell stuff on the weekend after working 5 days, you about to grind again, and that chick, you work too much, you need to get that bitch out your life. If you're trying to go to school to educate yourself so you can you get to the position that you want, and your friends tell me, yo, you fake, you done changed, you ain't smoking with us, son. Get them motherfuckers out of your life. You need to kill your ego. And sometimes it's not just internal, sometimes it comes in the body and shape of people that you trusted for years. Keep that in mind. With that said, that's the message for today. Before I evaporate in this house, my boy Mainstage West, check him out. Go to YouTube, go to Facebook and Instagram. And as always, check me out on Lascel the M.B.A, Lascel the M.B.A on Facebook, and Lascel M.B.A on Instagram. For my bosses, you know what I'm about to say before we actually walk out the door. If it's not about $1, it don't make sense. And again, your first step, you should be looking for your ego the way people was looking for Tupac that night out in Vegas. You need to air him out. If you want to get any success, kill your ego, because it allows you to see all those snakes that look like friends and family clearly. With that said, I'll see you next week. Please support the channel. Let's have a dialogue. Share with anybody. Hit that like button. And if you ain't there already, subscribe. I'll see you next week. Your boy Lascel the M.B.A. out.